Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Aquarius June 20th, 2022. Transits today are strong for enjoying and expressing yourself, even if responses aren't always what you expect. You could be making connections that contribute something valuable to your life this week. You're getting in touch with your desire to improve your life. New ways of relating can be pleasurable. Your interactions today might lead to notably hopeful and optimistic feelings. As well, you generate particularly positive vibes as you put your life or daily routines in order, even in small ways. Doing things just a little differently can be highly refreshing, leading to valuable new methods. Partners are all set to take you off on the experience of a lifetime. You have a chance to adventure into unknown zones. The current celestial aspect indicates that there is a price. Nothing comes free. You may have to commit yourself to something more than a casual relationship, perhaps create a deeper bond. If this is what you want, then go for it. How can you let your freak flag fly through your work? You should lean into your creativity at work today when the moon enters Aquarius. Quirky and atypical Luna is ready to have a unique mark. Your work could stand out during this lunation with an individualistic flair if you allow yourself to explore your unconventional methods, talents, and style. Although daunting, you may enjoy exciting, radical professional self-expression. You will undoubtedly feel freer in your work when you lean into your innovation and unconventional vision for your passion projects. It is important to take a hard look at yourself and to know where you're going. A little self-analysis never hurt anyone, especially when you feel like you're not getting anywhere. But you have a tendency to go a little overboard with self-criticism. Take today to try and ignore that little voice in your head, or even to prove it wrong. It will be hard interacting with people today. You overreact to the smallest things and feel completely misunderstood. It would do you good to take a step back, clear your thoughts and start tackling the arguments in a calmer way. There's something big and new and weird in everyone's life, but nobody is talking about it. That makes it your job to bring it up, so get chatty and make sure people start to acknowledge the obvious. If the response you get from prospective dates is not always positive, consider how your approach might be improved. You may want to ask what you could change about yourself. Becoming more self-aware can help you understand what to change or at least help you appreciate another's point of view or not. It may be hard to keep things balanced and peaceful when you have a war brewing within yourself. You may find that your emotions are strongly charged and that you have a great deal of energy that needs to be released. Feel free to share your feelings with others before this energy comes out in the form of an accident or argument. This is a good day to let things out in the company of friends. Finishing up one project before moving on to something new will be especially important for you today. The essence of this day's vibration can motivate you to do just this. You may have difficulty seeing things through, and you may look around to find several unfinished projects. Use this essence to clear things up so that you can move forward toward new and exciting endeavors. Take time to clean up the clutter in your life. This is one of the most effective ways of progressing. With the moon wrapping up its first visit to a fun, playful, romantic and creatively charged part of your chart since Saturn's retrograde turn here, the Sun in his last and Mercury his first weekend in an adventurous part of your chart, there is a chance to fully embrace the weekend spirit. With the Sun returning to your career sector in 2 days and things becoming more engaged on the job front before then, this is something that needs to be captured, but these playful and adventurous influences are also here to stay. The moon is not only spending its final hours in your romantic sector aligned with Saturn, for the first time since his retrograde turn 2 weeks ago, but at a friendly aspect to the Sun in his last weekend in an adventurous part of your chart. Just days after the Sun and Saturn formed the same friendly aspect, this is helping to cement a mix of romance, adventure, and nostalgia. Our eyes in the sky. The airy Aquarius moon is your offbeat emotional guide for the day, urging you to forget about what other people think about you and just be your true, authentic self. This is easier said than done, but you really should have an easier go of it with this authentic, unique, and yes, tad bit rebellious lunar energy backing you up. Some great things to do now are making new friendships with interesting people you wouldn't normally include in your friend group and breaking free from stale, old life routines that no longer meet your needs. Later in the day, a Moon-Mars sextile helps you attract playmates, possibly, but not necessarily, in the sexual sense, who match your strong independent spirit and desire to experiment and think outside the box. You can form a strong partnership with this person, but having fun in the moment doesn't mean it will last forever. The desire for intimacy is strong, but satisfaction isn't always guaranteed. Don't worry about relationships ending or falling apart. As long as you make the effort to get along with others, you can easily remedy any tense situations. Mercury is still in its retrograde shadow, which means that you'll have time to make amends and clear up any misunderstandings. Knowing this removes the pressure that you could be feeling. If you're aware of how to act, then you can certainly temper yourself to act in a more appropriate manner in your relationships. Before noon, the Aquarius moon trines the Gemini sun. Under this easygoing aspect, we attract the proper alliances, moving through the day feeling calm and confident. Stressors roll off our backs, and conflict fails to provoke us. We also remain relaxed and open-minded in our engagements. With both luminaries currently in social air signs, we are particularly oriented to sharing what is on our minds. However, we are not especially self-centered, which makes us receptive to different points of view. Following this aspect's perfection, the moon begins its void of course, lasting until the late afternoon. At this time, we should avoid starting new projects, thinking of ourselves in the information-gathering stage instead. Mid-afternoon, Venus in Taurus squares off with Saturn in Aquarius, provoking relational tension. This transit can create difficulties in our intimate affairs, but it can also be a productive influence if used correctly. Primarily, this square enlightens us about the fact that something is not working as smoothly as it could be within our unions. Latent factors are prompting feelings of distance, detachment, or irritation within our partnerships. This is normal. When people with individual baggage seek to align their needs, some adjustment is required. Especially once we get past the honeymoon phase, we can neglect to put in the work to meet someone where they are. Instead, we wind up meeting them where they were, even though we are in the present. Try to have patience with loved ones now. Putting in some extra effort could be all that is required to get back on track.